Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Tuesday TOG the podcast. Once again, I'm Ken, followed by my co-host Diani. And also, we do have another guest. We were supposed to have two, and we actually recorded a whole episode, but unfortunately, there was a lot of things happening with the recording and sound, so it was not the best. So we have another go, and we actually have Daniel on this podcast.
Wow.
So just a little thing about Daniel, he actually, once again, met at before here. I met Daniel through Diani. I think it was also the day that I met Juan, maybe. That's how I remember it, but I might be wrong, so Daniel can correct me. But I believe it was. And I met him, and he was just so welcoming and being like, yeah, I want to be friends. Let's hang out. Add me on Snap. And I was like, this guy is hella chill. So I decided, let's be friends. So Daniel, if you want, you can take the floor.
Perfect. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Daniel's ASMR channel. What I'm doing is I'm going to be making whispering sounds, and I'm also going to make some clicking sounds. And I'll be making some tapping sounds too.
Sounds like
So weird.
as much as like creepy it sounds, it is like soothing to the ear for some reason.
I was gonna say, Daniel used to just have like a whole thing just on ASMR.
ASMR
my gosh.
segment.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, stay tuned for the next Tuesday Tea segment, ASMR with Daniel. Sorry.
Honestly, though, I support.
Anyways, I just want to say hello, everybody. My name is Daniel. I just want to say thank you so much, Kennedy and Diani, for letting me be on your show today. I am super excited to be a part of this segment today, and I really cannot wait to spill the tea.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
I was gonna say you should actually let them know about your project that you were working on.
Oh yes. So Kennedy mentioned this at the start of the Tuesday TOG podcast, where she participated in another podcast of mine called the Pals TV Experience podcast. So starting off, I'm actually the host of a podcast that I run called the Experience Podcast, which is a podcast that explores topics on positivity, appreciation, love, and support on a platform called We Are Pals. So if I could give some insight onto the We Are Pals platform, how it all started was for my digital marketing class, we actually had to create a product of our choice in which we're going to be managing the website, the social media platforms for them, and we are graded based on our KPIs and analytics. So what me and my group mates started was the We Are Pals platform, which is a platform in which we invite various members to come join us, because how it works is it's a online community-based social platform where we encourage all of our members to share their experiences through art, on their experiences with oh my gosh, I need to rephrase this. Sorry.
I was like, Daniel's really coming in clutch.
No, I was like, whoa, he's professional.
This is a really good promo.
Thank you. But so the We Are Pals platform, it's actually an online community-based platform in which we invite, of course, all of you to share your perspectives on positivity, appreciation, love, and support. And how this works is, so if you sign up for our website, what you can do is you can submit quotes or your own graphic templates that represent your perspective on one of the pals: positivity, appreciation, love, and support. And what you can do is you could either create your own design that you submit to us for us to post throughout our social media platforms and the website, and of course we're going to credit you, or you could tell us or you could just submit the quote to us and we'll make the graphics template for all of you. So that's how the We Are Pals platform works. In terms of the Pals TV Experience podcast, that's actually something that I recently started as a way to like help out get our message out there, because I felt like definitely a podcast is a very effective way to get not only yourself out there, but to also inspire audiences. So of course, through our mission to inspire audiences to, help them know that there's a community out there who's there to support them, as well as, spreading the love nonetheless. That's the purpose of the Pals TV Experience podcast, was to like emphasize a digital space and a digital channel, so that way we could use that to, attract audiences and to also spread the love. So that's basically a little bit about me. Oh, and if there's one more thing I wanted to mention, you see the Tuesday TOG podcast logo? Yeah, I made that myself.
Yeah, so actually, two things. Number one, they can also submit blogs as well, correct?
Yes, they could submit blogs.
Yeah. So for me, I would say this is kind of like Tumblr, but like way better than Tumblr. That's my opinion. So everyone has to check it out. I will list everything into the description. Also, the little design that Daniel has, I know on our streaming platforms, it's just the Tuesday TOG, but we actually have a watermark that Daniel came up with, and it's actually right behind him if you're watching this on YouTube. But if not, go to our YouTube channel and check it out, or our Instagram or website. That stuff is coming up. But it's actually a boba tea with Thai tea and boba, and it's pouring into a little coffee cup thing. I forgot what the word was for a second, guys. Basically, it's pouring in because we are spilling the tea every Tuesday.
My brother got me little hands for my birthday, and I forgot about it. And I felt like this is the right time to bring him out. He just looked over and he was like...
When I was in, I know it's off topic, but when I was in Seattle like a few months ago, there was this one toy store and they just had small hands. And I just like put it on my finger, just like Diani did, basically. And I just like walked around the store as if it was my hand, and I was like pointing at things with the little hand and making gestures and being like, oh my gosh.
I feel like so professional. I don't know why. Just the way it's like... I felt like this is the right time to pull him out. Daniel, you're such a like good, like, I don't know what the word is, but it's so good what you just did right now.
I was gonna say that whole thing, me and Daniel were like talking for like maybe like a half an hour or something.
Sorry.
But we were talking, and as far as I know, you did not write that down or anything, right? That was just like freehand.
Sorry.
Well, I would for sure say that comes in handy.
I swear. Did you just like freehand that whole speech though about your thing? Because that was like A+. That was like the best promo.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I actually did this like on the spot, to be honest here. Like, I feel like the thing is, since I know the platform very well, like I kind of memorized it in my head, so I just kind of knew what to say. So yeah, I actually freehanded it. I know, right? It's so crazy because it's like, I'm generally not like very good at public speaking myself, but I was like, oh my God, I actually just did that. Wow.
I was gonna say, when people ask me about our podcast, the Tuesday TOG podcast, they're like, so what's it about? I'm like, I want to make you laugh. You're going to hear me laugh.
When I talk about it to other people, I'm like, it's a great place to escape and like talk about normal day-to-day things that are kind of involve our life. And hopefully people find some sort of peace and like happiness and connection with, oh my God.
I'm like, okay, I'm just over here like,
happy?
So it's basically me like wanting to...
Happy? Sweats.
I'm like, it's basically just me being like, I talk about life. Sometimes maybe I cry. I want to make you laugh. I'm like, that's basically my entire promotion on this podcast when people ask about it.
Just welcome to the Pals Experience.
Yeah, I'm also still very sorry, Daniel, because I was a guest on your podcast and everything. But whenever we talk about it, I'm like, how's the experience?
But it was an
How's
experience,
TV?
to be
But
honest.
like,
It is.
but I realize it's the fact that like you kind of call it all three. So me being me, I just am like pals. And then Diani's like, no, we are pals.
No, but that, I mean, Nick, no, but that's kind of fair because it's like all of them have the word pals in them. So of course it's like we're bound to think, oh, okay. Since like that's the common word in all of them, that's the thing that we're thinking is pals.
Yeah.
And then Diani was like,
Diani's doing like karate chops and everything basically with tiny hands.
Gosh. But yes, like, yes, everybody, this is what they do on Tuesday Tea. It's so fun. Y'all are gonna love this episode. Like, it's so lit. That's what we're gonna be doing on Tuesday Tea. We're gonna be doing this.
I was like, and stay tuned to the very end because it's gonna be some bloopers from the first time we tried to film.
Honestly,
Which we're just gonna say, no one come for Diani. She didn't mean anything.
I like Hawaiian shirts. I like Hawaiian shirts. I just said it was a phase. It's not a phase. It's a thing. That's not what I meant. I like Hawaiian shirts. I'm a Hawaiian shirt person.
I don't know if Diani's gonna keep it in since he's in charge of the video, but there was a moment that I literally touched my eye because I teared up a bit when she said it, and I knew it was a joke.
I was
but my eyes were just like, oh no.
People are gonna come for me. Hawaiian shirt people from Trader Joe's are gonna come for me. Honestly,
after that first podcast that we filmed, I literally went to my closet and sent a Snapchat.
She sent me she sent me like 3 Snapchats. So she's like, here's 1, 2. I like Hawaiian shirts. This Hawaiian shirt is nice. Your Hawaiian shirts are nice. I keep forgetting I have these hands, so I'm like direct.
But stay tuned to the very end of this episode to hear about that little topic about Hawaiian shirts.
I wear sweaters and t-shirts. I don't wear clothing, so I don't know what to call like styles of things. So like you guys can
I'm like, it's okay though, guys. Do not cancel Diani. She's amazing. We love her.
I try. I'm just trying to make it to the end of December 2020.
Which, by the time that you guys hear this, it's actually gonna be the last episode of 2020. This could be the last, well, probably not the last time we all talk. I'm probably just gonna like send a message like all throughout and be like, guys, it's the end of 2020. I don't want 2021 to happen.
I love how people are like, 2021 is my year. I was like, yo, let's just like slow walk into 2021 because we all said that was gonna be our year.
Honestly, though. So I actually have little segments. So the first one is I just want to say, how is everyone holding up during these times? Because it is now after the holidays. So how is everyone doing?
You want to go first, Diani, or do I go first?
We're okay.
Okay, yeah. I was like, you look like you're going through a lot with those hands.
I'm just trying to like go through everything that we've gone through like this year. And I'm like, it's been a lot. I feel like emotionally it's been a lot, mentally for a lot of people. I can't even imagine the people who like live alone. Like that's crazy to me. But just like this whole year just puts into perspective how grateful you should be for like life. Me with my antisocial shirt and like being social. Like
you're the opposite of Diani sweater.
I know, like to be fair. There's my mom yelling at me. Give me a second.
Daniel, how are you doing with these times after the holidays? It was actually your birthday too, so everyone go and wish Daniel a happy belated birthday.
Thank you so much. But yes, yes, I will confirm my birthday is on the 25th. Yes, I was born on Christmas Day. I just want to confirm though, even though I was born on Christmas, I am not Jesus. Although I do have the touch of healing. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, give me 2 seconds because my computer is dying. I know that we all suck on this podcast.
No worries. If you want to cut the Jesus thing out too, go for it too. But I just wanted to say it just like to get the mood.
I was gonna say I'm gonna leave that up to you on if you want me to leave it in or not.
Let me think about. Most likely, probably take it out. I guess.
I was like, if you want, you can redo it then.
Yeah. I guess I'll just take that one out. No. I guess.
So wish him a belated birthday, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kenny. Oh my gosh, that really means a lot. What I'm going to confirm is yes. My birthday is actually on December 25, Christmas Day. Okay, so yes, I'll confirm that. That's when my birthday is. I do get the question a lot, like, so you get 2 presents? And I'm gonna say, yes, I do. But here's where it gets pretty interesting. So typically, I get like 2 gifts. Okay, Christmas and birthday. Okay. So, on the December 24th, Christmas Eve, heading into midnight, that's when I open my Christmas gift. But I'm not allowed to open my birthday gift.
Oh.
The reason why is because technically, okay, the Christmas gift, of course, it's a tradition to open it, like for us, like on the midnight heading into the 25th. The reason for why I can't open my birthday gift at that time was because technically I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born on midnight. I was more so born in the late morning of the December 25. So in other words, once midnight hits, I have to wait probably about another 10 to 12 hours before I could actually open my actual birthday gift. The reason why is because midnight is technically not my birthday. My birthday is technically once it becomes the time that I'm born. So if you think about it, that's kind of a smart loophole.
I'm like, that is a smart loophole. It's also interesting because number one, you and me were actually both born on a holiday. I was Thanksgiving, even though I know it rotates. I was born Thanksgiving of 96, and you were born Christmas of the same year. But I actually have an uncle, and he was born on Christmas, just like you.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday.
But he only gets 1 gift. And he thought it was really shady. He's like, I only get 1 gift. And I'm like, hey, it's a holiday. So it's interesting that you get 2.
Yeah. But what I would definitely say is hopefully, like, if there's a way I could get your uncle a second gift, I would love to do it.
I know. I don't know, he's not that big in the whole gift thing though. So I'm kinda like, I just let it slide. But yeah, so I would say, did you have a good birthday though?
Did I have a good birthday? It was pretty fun. I spent it at home with my family. I'd say the fun part of the birthday was the food, because we had Wingstop as well as pasta and pizza. So of course it was so delicious. But the thing that made it very fun was Among Us, honestly. We played Among Us.
Alright, well, you just opened up a different can, so now I have to know what kind of pasta did you have and what kind of pizza did you have?
So the pasta that we had was it was Alfredo, but it was not fettuccine noodles. It was spaghetti noodles in Alfredo. And then the pizza that we actually had a chicken pizza that we made that me and my brother and my mom made. So it was super delicious. The thing that I really loved about this chicken pizza about this chicken pizza was the fact that you could get barbecue sauce and put barbecue sauce on top of it. So it was like, so technically it ended up being a barbecue chicken pizza. So that was super delicious.
I was gonna say, that sounds really good. And then did you have a cake?
Did I have a cake? Yes. We didn't.
Okay.
Since places were closed, we didn't get cake from anywhere. But what we did was we just made the cake from the box. But honestly, it was so delicious. We had I think it was a Swiss Miss hot chocolate cake.
Ooh, I've never had that.
It was so delicious. Honestly, what I was gonna say was if we ever have a cooking segment, we could cook that, Ken.
Well, if y'all are gonna see the YouTube video, I tried to make mashed potatoes, but it did not go very well.
Wait, were you able to eat the mashed potatoes after? How did it taste? Or Did it?
So, no, I did not. So, for audio listeners, just so then you know, I was trying to make mashed potatoes when we tried to film the podcast, which was supposed to be this episode, but like I said, the audio and everything. I tried to mash my mashed potatoes, but I don't have a potato masher. I have like an electric spin thing, but I could only find the little metal part. I couldn't find the thing that turns it on. So I was mashing it with a spatula. So I wasn't really able to eat it, which is really sad. But a few days later, my mom actually went through all of our kitchenware stuff, and she found it, and it was in the very back of everything that we had. I don't know why it was all the way back there, like behind like the crock pot and everything else, like somewhere that I thought was like just random big plates. So it was a sad day because I couldn't have my mashed potatoes, but it's okay. I had it like a few days later.
So, in other words, Kennedy's mashed potatoes finally got its justice.
A few days late, but it was still good. So
Mhm.
10 out of 10 would still recommend everyone go and make some mashed potatoes.
Potatoes. You could have it anytime. You don't have to wait till Thanksgiving to have the mashed potatoes. You can have the mashed potatoes whenever.
I was gonna say, are you a stuffing person? Whenever I think about mashed potatoes, I think about stuffing.
To be fairly honest here, okay, I'm gonna say something that's super unconventional. I honestly like the boxed stuffing more than the official stuffing. I don't know why. I know it's very unconventional. Please don't cancel me.
I was gonna say, don't cancel me either, because I'm with Daniel on this.
Because like honestly, the box stuffing is delicious. Like it's just so yummy.
I just think it tastes better, honestly. And it looks better. I feel like it looks more appealing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Well,
I was gonna say.
so I actually want to talk about reflecting on 2020. So for those of you who don't know, Diani actually had to step out for a moment, so she might insert herself at the end of this little talk. But what were your thoughts on 2020 as a whole? Just because like the new year is coming, I want to see like, what do you think 2020 was? Like in one word, how would you describe it first?
If I could describe 2020 in one word, honestly, probably a
Or 3 words, maybe 3 words.
a learning experience. But if I had to say one word, I would say 2020 was for sure disappointing. But then if I had to give it 3 words, I would say a learning experience.
I was gonna say for 3 words, I would say the same thing, a learning experience. But for a 1 word, I would say unpredictable.
Actually, yeah, unpredictable is a pretty great term. It's a really great term because it's like many of the things that happened, we were not expecting it to happen. So it's like, you know, I actually think that's a pretty good term because I was actually trying to think about something along the lines of that, but I didn't know how to say that in one word. But I was like, oh my gosh, we had the word.
Like for me, just talking about my personal experience, so I know it's not broad enough for everyone to understand, but I started off the year going on a trip to thinking about my life, to going back to school and I was hella sick and no one knew what was going on, to me not thinking I was going to graduate, but I did. I thought that was unpredictable. To trying to think about where do I see my life going, which led me to think, I don't know where I want to go. I went to a university in Arizona that's well known, so no one can attack the university. But I just found out that that wasn't the road for me at all. So I actually had to drop out. So I just thought it was unpredictable because I thought, okay, maybe I'll graduate and get my bachelor's, go on to my master's program, be done like a year and a half. And now I'm just over here being like, I'm going to do something with my life. It's just not how I thought it was going to go.
If I had to share my 2020 experience, I guess the reason for why I would say it's, well, starting off in terms of like the disappointment aspects, prior to like, you know, the lockdown happening, I personally thought 2020 was going to be one of the better years in 2019. The reason for why was because I saw Halloween was on a Saturday. The moment I found out Halloween 2020 was on a Saturday, I was like, okay, I have a feeling. Oh, and I think the 4th of July as well. It was on a weekend, right?
I was gonna say, didn't all the major holidays
Yeah,
were on a weekend?
yeah. Many major holidays were on the weekends in 2020. So I was like, oh my gosh, 2020 is gonna be the most social year ever. But ironically, and it ended up being one of the least social years because of the lockdown. So I'd say it was disappointing in that sense where, okay, it was not like social as I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, 2020 was if there's one good thing that came out of 2020 was that it was a learning experience for me, because through all the hardships that we went through in 2020, it kind of helped us to grow inside as people and to, be able to mature and to learn from everything that is happening. So that way, once like all the hardships revolving around 2020, once all of those end, and once we're finally going back to normal, at least we have grown enough to understand the ways on, number one, how to prevent another situation like this from happening, and number two, how to stay mentally strong in a situation like this if it ever comes up again. So of course, like at the time when you with regards to 2020, of course, like once everything comes back to normal, you're going to be like proud of yourself on the inside because of how much you've grown as a person, as well as, being able to like, oh my gosh, be like, oh my gosh, I went through 2020. We actually did well, and we just got to give ourselves like nothing but self-love and a pat on the back, because we really went through it. So if I have to describe my 2020, that's basically my take on it. It's in terms of like the personal self-growth. So that's how I would reflect my 2020 around.
I would say, I think you hoped a lot also. Once again, everyone already knows, but you do the whole like, we are pals. Yes, I did that rainbow gesture again. But the whole like, we are pals and everything else, I felt like that was just helpful because you had people like submitting quotes here and there. So I felt like whenever I was kind of like down or whatever, surprisingly, whenever I felt like I don't know what's going on, a new post would always happen. And it'd be like a little cartoon that you guys shared, and it just like made my day better.
This is a bit off topic, but just letting you know there's 10 minutes left in the meeting.
Yeah, I see that too.
Okay.
I was like, I'll send another Zoom link.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay, I saw that too, and I was kind of like, they played me. So what do you think 2020 taught you? Like anything like personal wise, any hobbies that you picked up, let go, job wise, education, like what do you think? And then I'll share mine.
So with 2020, it actually helped me realize the passion and the path that I wanted to go through. So in terms of my career, so back in 2018, 2019, me just being like, a college university student. So I guess just to start off, in the university, I'm actually a cinema major, but also a marketing minor. So back in 2018 and 2019, I had no idea what I honestly wanted to do upon graduation, because I was like, I'm just going to graduate. I'm just focused on graduating. But then I never knew what I wanted to do after. And, I guess even if that's something normal to be expected, I was like, once 2020 came in, like spring 2020 particularly, I still had no idea what I wanted to do. So of course that was going to be a problem on my end, because considering that I was going to be graduating, considering that my last semester was fall 2020 and it was already spring and I still had no idea what I wanted to do, I had a feeling this was going to kind of be a problem. And then of course, like with the pandemic happening, of course, like the situations got even more complicated. But from what I've been doing like lately though, like for me, I'm aside from like doing schoolwork. I'm ever since like the time being. Sorry if I'm going all over the place, but I'll try to like make stuff clear as much as possible. At this time, I was actually in a film internship in which I managed the social media for my internship. So of course, like I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I know for sure that I enjoyed doing social media stuff, like managing our Instagram accounts, creating content for those. And it's not just limited to social media, but it's also includes, managing websites and, creating content for our other platforms. So of course, like I knew that I had an interest there, but I did not know exactly what I wanted to do just yet. Once fall 2020 came, okay, I that's when I enrolled in a class called digital marketing. And when I took that class, I just really enjoyed it, and considering the advantages of digital marketing at its time, my professor confirmed to the class that since we're on lockdown, there's many opportunities around the digital space, like social media and website management, and content creation stuff like this podcast. So of course, after my professor confirmed all of that to me, I that's where I started doing more of my own work, particularly with the We Are Pals thing. So in that sense, I really enjoyed. I of course, like I already had experience doing like social media work for my internship, but when I really got into the social media work even more hands-on, especially in terms of the website creation, I was like, oh my gosh, I really enjoy this. I really enjoy this. And then this helped me to figure out, I think this is the path that I want to take. So in 2020, after like all of these, experiences, it looks like, me growing up and then like being very observant of everything happening, it kind of helped me to realize the path that I wanted to take, which was digital marketing, in which where would my film like experiences come in. So particularly I'm interested in doing digital marketing for a film company, but of course I'm also open up to other industries. But another way that my film experiences like fit into the digital marketing aspect is that well, first of all, aside from the podcast stuff where of course we're gonna be familiar with the technicality, that's one of them. The other example that I'm going to share with how my cinema experiences fit into digital marketing, some of the concepts that I actually learned in filmmaking, I actually apply to whenever I do digital marketing. So of course this revolves around social media teasers, or creating the most graphically appeasing or creating the most graphically appealing images and content to share on our social media pages and our websites. And this, like eye for creativity and visual appeal, it comes from cinema and filmmaking. So I'd say that's lit. So I'd say that's kind of how 2020. That's how I basically found out what I really wanted to do in 2020. It's a combination of my personal interests as well as everything happening around us, and number three, considering the circumstances, what would basically put me at considering the circumstances, what would be like the best occupation
approach or something to do.
Yes. By the way, sorry for taking up a lot of time. I was like, oh my
no,
god.
it's fine. It's fine. I was like, I love hearing about your story, not just like for other people to know, but like I kind of was wondering also as your friend.
Yay! Oh my gosh! Yay!
I did have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
If you want, I can cut this out. Just let me know. But Daniel actually used to do social media for this famous little franchise that no longer is existing, I think, or at least your location that you worked at. And you actually did their social media. So did that actually like spark any interest when you did that? Or was it just when you started doing the internship stuff that you were like, oh, hey?
I'd say with this one, you're referring to Ichiban-kan, right?
Yeah.
So when I was doing the social media work for IchibanCon, I actually thought that was pretty fun. So yes, I would definitely say for sure, because I was doing the social media work and social media for IchibanCon at the same time. Because
Mhm.
because like the internship, I started actually. Sorry, let's grab this. I don't think I should say the name of the company. I'll just say for this.
Okay, I was like, do another cut and be like, oh, I worked for this small franchise.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, we have less than a minute. Okay, that was my fault.
So you working at the franchise and everything, did that spark your interest in doing social media?
Definitely. So with the franchise, the small franchise that I used to work at, I actually started doing well. Actually, the small franchise that I worked at, I was working there as a cashier, and then of course I became a supervisor there in 2018. But what I did was like retail. It was like a retail. It was just like just basically retail like
Yeah.
cashiering stuff. But then in 2019, um, of course, it's like me and the owner were pretty close, and I had interest in wanting to work within the social media field because that's what well, not okay. Sorry, let me like rephrase that. So me and the owner of the franchise were pretty close, and then he was wanting to get started on expanding the social media. So um one of the store managers in the other store was actually helping him with the social media, but then she also needed a little more assistance, so that's where I came in.
Oh. That's why I
So
was like, I saw like you would post on Instagram like your own inspirational like advertisements. I was like, that's so cool. How do you do that? That makes
Me
sense. That makes
always,
sense.
a
mhm.
new post would pop up and I would be like, wait a minute.
It's like this is my friend.
Yes, I remember that. So it's like so so at the same time, once I started doing the social media work for the other small franchise, at the same time, that's when I also started doing the social media work for my internship. So
Ooh.
both of them came in handy. So what I did in the small other franchise was I would take pictures of the items where we actually had our own like, mini studio. It was actually like a homemade studio. So of course it's not like a professional fancy studio. It was
Mhm.
just like we just had like, it was basically just like a kitchen cover. Like I don't know what
Oh,
that thing is.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that thing is called, but it's like this large kitchen cloth that we propped
kind of
over.
like a green screen, but it's white, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I know what you're talking about. It's
Yes.
like
I was
almost
like,
like
I
a,
had it.
it's like a studio, a mini
A
studio.
liner. Yeah, a
There you
liner.
go.
A
There you
kitchen
go.
liner. Yes.
Okay, guys, for everyone who's not a cinema major, you all probably responded the same way I did. We were like, yeah,
Why?
and then they said it, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't get it. So basically, to kind of sum up what he's saying, there's like a drop back, which is like a white, huge cloth. Sometimes it's usually green, but it can be white because you can transmit like different animations in the background by using like a product. And it's kind of like it kind of like makes it look fancy and cool. So it's like a mini studio.
I'm like, thank you for letting me know, and our
Cinema.
listeners probably.
Oh, thank you, Diani. I was like, oh my gosh, you were able to like, explain it in a clear way because I was like, I was struggling to say it. But thank you so much, Diani. I was like, oh my gosh, she saved me.
You're
Because
totally
like
fine.
I was
I can't believe I
struggling to
did
say
that. My two brain cells are like, what is it?
what did you? No, but it worked. But anyways, going back to what I would do there, I used to take pictures of the items that we would sell, and then
Nice.
of course I would share them all over the Instagram and our website. What I particularly did for the website was because we were also wanting to set up the online shop. What I did was I took pictures of those specific items and then just added them to the website as well.
So, do you think that the main reason why you started liking digital marketing was because of your internship that you did and what you did?
Yes, it was that's the thing that got me interested in it, was mainly the internship as well as my experience. Well, actually, yeah, it was also my experience with the small business franchise, but it was mainly the internship that got me interested into digital marketing.
That's pretty
Of
cool.
course, thank you. But of course, like at that time, I didn't know that was going to be the path that I wanted to exactly pursue, but I knew that's where I was really interested in. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I really love doing this. This is so fun." So of course, since I was starting, I didn't know that was going to be the path that I was going to choose. But yes,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
those were the thing. But yes, the internship was the thing that really got me interested in digital marketing.
Like, nice. I'm glad that was able to help you. Diani actually came back mid segment. We only went through Daniel's thing, so you're fine. You're literally like in the middle. So we were reflecting on 2020, and with that, what did 2020 teach you? Personal wise, hobbies, job, education, any of that? If you want to share.
Personally, it showed me like how to manage relationships. Like it's kind of hard when you're seeing people that you love through a screen. So I think more than anything, it's about like managing that, when to find your times to meet with people, when to connect. This kind of sprung up, like our podcast sprung up because we couldn't see each other and we're so used to seeing each other that this was kind of a way to kind of talk about the stuff that we like and hopefully connect with other people through other platforms. So this kind of just happened to work out friendship wise, relationship wise. I feel like a lot of it was video chatting and texting. Thankfully, we have phones. Imagine if we didn't have phones, we were back in the old times, we'd have to like mail things by owl, like Harry Potter.
I was gonna say send an owl.
Send an owl, please. Team Gryffindor, let's go. And I think like also just like families, you don't get to see families a lot. I know there are people that would like meet their family members through windows. Like they would like sit outside and they would have conversations with like their grandparents. And that to me was really sad. Like I think about all the people who are lonely. Like that's it. That hits a rock. Like that hits my stomach. Cause it's like, oh, miss my uncle right now. But it's like, it's just it makes you that much grateful to like be around with the people that you love and care about. Like I can't imagine, like, shout out to all the people who are soloing it right now and who are just trying to keep themselves busy and
I
like
was gonna say
stress free.
basically I'm like low key me, but not me. Cause like
Yeah.
I'm home and then like my parents come home and they're home for like a few hours and then they have to go back to bed. And I'm like living by myself, but I'm not.
Adulting, but also not. Me. I feel like, yeah, that too. Like sometimes like the joy I get out of going to work is just seeing other people, which is weird. Cause like nobody likes going to work. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Nobody likes going to work unless like it's paycheck day. But like, people love going to work and then I get to see customers and like people that are regulars. I had a customer come in and he was like, "This is like my mini joy out of my day because I get to legit see another person." I was like, "That's sad," because he's currently like pretty much working from a hotel because he has to be near his office, but he can't be home. So like on weekends he gets to visit his family. So I don't know how like people manage that type of juxtaposition, but like that's crazy to me. Like I would feel so sad to not be around like my child, like the nurses who are doing that right now. That's sad.
I was gonna say there was a scene from The Good Doctor. If you guys have seen it, then it's amazing. But just so you know, if you haven't, I'm gonna talk about it real fast. It talks about like all these surgeons and doctors at a hospital, and there was this one, and he goes home and he has a wife, and he goes home, but he can't go into the house because he works at a hospital and everything. So he sleeps and eats and everything in the garage. So he parks his car outside, goes into the garage. His wife actually folds brand new clothes every day and leaves it on the bed, leaves the meal and everything right next to the bed. And it's really sad because I knew obviously like the pandemic's going on. Like my mom and stepdad, they work at a hospital, but they do it differently when they're kind of like, because they work at an outpatient thing, it's not like surgery and everything else. So with that, they're able to like actually see me and everything else. But just seeing it through The Good Doctor, and it's like, yo, not a lot of people can do this, and they can't see their family or anything. It like
Yeah.
really like touched my heart.
Yeah, so imagine all the sacrifices people are making just to like keep their family safe, keep themselves like healthy, keep the people who they're working with healthy, make sure they're doing everything right, and then not being
Yeah.
able to see their family. Like that to me is terrible. Crazy times we're living in, crazy times.
And
Maddie, you
then
come in.
no, I was gonna say, I just feel like it's a lot. 2020 is a lot. I was gonna say something, but Deani had to mute, so I'm gonna wait. So I would say for myself, 2020 taught me a lot of things. It taught everyone a lot of things, which I'm gonna go into. But Deani, quick question, because she's also like doing stuff around the house. So if we can catch her, we're gonna be like, hey. Me and Daniel answered 2 other questions. One was, if you can describe 2020 in 1 word, what is it? And then in 3 words.
In 1 word? That's a toughie. Me trying to figure out words.
Forget everything.
Everything I said, I was like, panic.
Start sweating.
Grateful. That's my 1 word.
Oh, that's a good word.
Just
Me and Daniel
because-
did not say that.
Just horrific.
I said
Terrible.
unpredictable.
Yeah, actually, no, unpredictable is a good one. What did you say, Daniel?
I said disappointing.
Yeah. No, true. I think those are honest, like relatable ones. Grateful just because like nobody in my family got sick. Thankfully, nobody, and still hasn't. So like prayers and whoever you pray to, like, do your magic.
Whoever's up there, you're doing great.
My guardian angel who's already trying to quit.
And then, can you think about it in 3 words?
Think about it in 3 words.
Daniel did it really great. So after, like, if you can come up with anything, it's fine. But if not, Daniel's gonna say it because me and
Say
him thought the
yours.
same. Daniel's
Okay, I
giving
got
up. Oh, okay.
Okay. Wear a mask, please. I know A is like a letter, but like wear a mask.
At this point, just don't be Karen. Also be for-
Actually, no, Karen's have low-key helped in like this whole like wear a mask deal. Like they low-key have helped. But like the Karens who are racist,
Yeah.
we don't like you. We don't like you.
I'm like, me and Daniel thought about the same 3 words. Instead, he said it first. So I'm
Well-
just gonna let him actually say it again.
So the 3 words that I said were a learning experience.
That's cute. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I'm like, he said it, and I was like, he took my 3 words.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It is a learning experience. I think this is a good time for growth.
Yeah.
Good time for
I
growth.
was-
Good time for learning.
I was gonna say, as we all know, I reflect on my 2020, but when it comes to what did it teach me, I feel like in a sense it kind of goes with Daniel's because he was able to say, oh, I found out what I want to do with my life. Well, as we all probably know, me and Deani have been talking a lot about our life, and I dropped out of school, which was also like episode 0, or episode 1, I think. In episode 0, I was like, hey, I don't want to stay here. I thought, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Because I know that I want to help people. I want to help everyone. And then I was kind of like, psych ward, social work. And I was actually applying to social work, which Daniel knows because he read my personal statement. And we all know that I was working on personal statements. But I decided it's also okay. This is also something I learned in 2020 before I jump into that. If you're listening and you don't know what you're doing with your life or what's going on, that is okay.
Woo! Yeah.
That's something
Yeah.
I really want to say. It is okay to not know what you're doing.
For the people in the back, listen up.
I thought I had a plan and what I was going to do, and I thought I was going to get my master's in a year from now, which is actually on my vision board, which I'm going to talk about later. But I just had like, not like a 360, but a 180, I guess. And I was like, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. And then I came to the realization it's okay to not know what you want to do. And I came up with that conclusion talking with Diani, and she was talking about her life. And I gave really good advice, which is it's okay to not know what you do and you have time to figure it out. And I told her that, and it made me think, why didn't I think about that for myself?
Ooh, tell him.
And there's always like that post when it's like you're running on your own time. I posted it on my Instagram, but I don't remember exactly. But it would be like, someone can be a CEO at age 25, someone can do that at age 50. So you're not like, oh, well, everyone else I graduated with from high school, they're doing this. It's okay if you're not doing that at that time. That's not your time to shine. Your time to shine is still now, but in a different circumstance. There are some people now who I went to high school and they're not doing education, it's fine. They're getting married. They're having kids. They're hanging out with other people. And they're doing amazing. And then there are also people who are also doing education and they're doing amazing. So whatever you're doing now, you're all doing amazing. Regardless of what you're doing, you're all amazing. You're doing wonderful and you're on your own track.
Yeah.
We are all mid-20s. We're all in different ways, on a different path, and it's fine. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. Life is gonna play out how it's gonna play out.
Exactly.
So that's what I learned, which led me to say, I'm going to restart my whole education.
Yeah, do it.
So
Do it.
I decided I'm not gonna do my master's degree, which I am so sorry if anyone is listening and knew about my letters of recommendation. I am so sorry I bugged you. But it was just something that I was like, I knew that I was on a different path when that popular university in Arizona did not work out. I knew that I needed a different path, but I didn't know how to take it. So then I thought, oh, social work. And then I was playing around with it and I was like, this isn't how I want my life to go either. So how am I going to do my life? And I thought about it and I talked with Diani, and it was technically her life, but I got thinking about more and I was like, I kind of want that too. So the big news that Daniel does not know is I decided to go back and be a registered nurse. So I'm actually going to get my associates in nursing to be a registered nurse, because after that, then you do the license. And then hopefully work at a hospital. So I'm going to be a nurse, hopefully.
I'm the same. She did a 180, I did a 360. I'm a film major. But with not only just like looking at COVID as a whole, but this whole experience has been like very eye-opening. A, what jobs survive and what jobs don't survive, and B, just like, what do you want to do? And if I wasn't doing film, I wanted to do something helping people. So we kind of had the same like mindset when we're talking about that. I was like, dude, should I be a nurse? And we were talking about it. And then we actually went to this old college that we used to go to, and we were really looking through like the requirements. And we were like, we did most of the requirements. So I was like, I think I'm gonna become a nurse. And then we like sat there and like I cried.
I'm like, and then we were like, maybe we're having a Grey's Anatomy moment, and it's just because of Grey's Anatomy. And then we were like,
I need a dance party. And then I said, I'm going to become a nurse. A fork just hit my foot. Sorry. And I'm fine. And yeah, so I'm going to become a nurse too. I think we're just going to become different nurses.
Yeah,
different specifications.
I was gonna say, I actually thought about what kind of nurse I would want to be. So obviously, once I get hopefully my nursing license, there's like you can do like bra and you can kind of do like whatever. So I'm gonna just do like regular nursing of like any sort, like checking people in and everything, getting them into a room, kind of like a doctor's office and everything.
Yeah.
But my goal, I believe at this moment, at least in time, it might be different like in a month, But my goal today is I think I want to do nursing at a psych ward, because a lot of people who are dealing with mental illness, they don't exactly understand what's going on and they're really struggling. And I thought maybe I want to do like therapy in like a psych ward. And then I was kind of like, maybe not. But I feel like when you're a nurse, it also goes hand in hand with my psychology bachelor's degree. So it's like, it's still going to be really helpful.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to understand like what they're going through, like the patients and everything. So for right now, that's going to be my goal, to be a nurse in a psych ward.
That's cool.
Yes, Daniel.
So I just
It's
want
so
to say,
funny. You raised your hand.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always raise my hand. It's a real thing. But I just want to say, like, with both of you, I'm really proud of, the decisions that you both have made. And I believe that, it's going to be the best decisions, in my opinion, because it's like, it's like you guys are like, what you both did was you wanted to follow your heart. Because I remember like what both of you mentioned, like you both like helping people. Like, I guess what I'll do is like, first I'll start off with Kennedy. What I really liked was, I actually believe that that's a very wise decision that you made to, pursue nursing, because it's like, I remember that you mentioned that you love helping people. And then there's also like the need to like do what you can to help others. And, nursing, that's definitely a very important and essential way to help people, because especially at times like right now, with the COVID, unfortunately, like, I don't really know much about bio myself, because unfortunately, like, I don't really know much about how like the nursing works on my end, but I know that it's like, with the nursing, you're going to be helping other individuals. And what I really like is that you connected um your experience with psychology with like, wanting to do nursing in a psych ward. So I actually really like that the path that you chose, because you really like thought it through, and it's like, it's really a great path that you chose, because there's going to be not only like many opportunities there, but you're going to be working on what you love doing, and you're still going to like be in the industry that you're already trying to pursue, which is like, revolving around psychology. So that's a very great move, and I really like, I'm really proud of you, Ken. And I just want you to know, I wish you the best of luck
Nice.
for you on that one. And for you, Johnny, I'd say the same thing for you. I remember you mentioned you loved helping people. And with regards to like, the nursing program that you're gonna get in, I wish both of you the best of luck in what you have going on. I'm just gonna say is keep both of you keep doing you, and don't ever stop, being awesome.
So when we talk about having a good support group, sorry, that was my saying. When we talk about having a good support group and having people around you support you in your goals, no matter how quickly it changes, this is what we're talking about, people on our podcast. This is like being supportive and being realistic. Like, okay, I see how that correlates with your major. I see how you want to do that, and you're actually thinking like what is beneficial for you. Not only that, you're doing what you love. Like that's basically what he repeated, what he just said. And that's like needed. So when we're saying if you're not getting reciprocated that same type of support and love, that's when you start cutting people off, or you try and figure out how to respectfully say how you feel, so the people that you love can understand what change in life you're going through or what you want to do. And thank you so much, Daniel. You're so cute.
I was gonna say, I only told maybe like you guys and like 3 other people about the whole nursing thing, just because I don't know how people are going to react. I told one friend that I've known on and off since 2nd grade, not who you guys are thinking about, but like someone else. And I was like, hey, because when I told her, hey, I think I want to do psychology, she was like, man, why the hell would you do psychology? And I know for a fact that when you're listening to this, you know for a fact that it is you. We are still cool. I just hit you up today. But she was like, why the hell would you do this? Don't do that. Don't do that. And I was like, I'm going to go for it. She still supported me along my journey, came to my graduations and stuff. And I messaged her today because she sent me a post after I sent you could be a CEO at 25 and 50. She hit me up and was like, hey, that's a really good post. Thank you. I needed this. And I was like, yeah, So like I'm thinking about being a nurse. And she was like, go for it, I support you 100%. And I was over
Oh,
here
sorry.
like, no.
I don't know why, because I sent the same text and I was like, oh my god, she's talking about me, but we're still friends. What?
I was like, you sent that to me, but then
Panicking.
my other friend did.
I'm stupid, guys. Just
I would have been like, so Diani. No, but my other friend was like, I support you 100%. I'm still thinking about my life. And I was like, you know for a fact that we've been friends on and off since second grade. You're still going to be my ride or die. Like, if you support me, I support you 100%. And that's where it goes back to what Diani said in the other episode when we talked about toxic relationships of any sort. That is what we need. Because the type of support that I've been getting is, I am so happy for you. You got this. Like all those things. And I assume some people would probably do, I guess, the toxic approach, which would be you wasted all your schooling. And I'm glad no one has said that because I don't think I did. I still think all my schooling is amazing and it's going to help me out regardless of what I do.
I feel like it's wrong whenever people shame others for the decisions that they want to pursue. Because I'm I'm just really glad that nobody has shamed you. And I really hope that nobody does because you are choosing the decision that you believe will help you the most in the end. So of course it's like whenever people would shame others for this, I'm like, okay, if you're gonna shame me for this, then what are you gonna do for me? What would you do for me? Like because it's like I'm pursuing this decision because I'm trying to do something that's gonna help me in the long run. So for you to say you just wasted your time, or then I'm thinking, okay, so what would you have done for me then? Because for you to say that, it's kind of mean. It is mean.
Yeah, it is mean. I would say, like, even though I was saying that as like a general sense, for those of you who want to know who would most likely do say that, pay attention to the last episode. That's all I'm going to say. Pay attention to the last episode, and that is probably what they would have said to me, sadly. I'm okay though. I say as I nerve. I'm like, hey.
I'll cut it
I
out.
feel like you guys are both sitting there and you're like, who is this?
It's not me, because I was super supportive. I kind of took you on the path. It can't be me.
It's not you.
Okay.
It was a very small segment that we talked about last episode. We were both like sitting there being like, I feel like Diami's like on her hand being like, we talked about this and this.
I know, we talked about a lot.
It was towards the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm like, I'm 99% sure Daniel knows too. Because he kind of, like, his facial expressions kind of said it all.
Oh.
You know, Ken, I remember one of my favorite things that you mentioned was like, you could be a CEO at 25, you could be a CEO at 50, you could be a CEO whenever. That's a very important lesson. Age does not mean a deadline. You could be whatever age you need to be. Like, for example, I don't like it whenever people like shame others, for not being able to do the success that a younger person was able to do. Let me put it this way. Age is just a number, okay? You could be like, you could be a nurse at 50, okay? Because it doesn't matter what age you are. All that matters is that you put your mind to it and that you do it. If I had to like give another example of age, okay? One thing that I really do not like, and we could also edit this out if necessary. I do not like it whenever people are like, you're 21, you're 24, but you still live with your parents? I'm like, who are you to insult someone like that, okay? Do you even understand why we will live with our parent? Why some of us live with our parents? Okay, it's not like we're doing this to be a freeloader. Okay, we're doing this so that way we have a place to stay, so that way we could better ourselves. That's why we're staying with our parents, not to freeload on them. So for you guys to say that is very rude, and I don't like that.
It's also hard because, especially when it comes to like living with parents and stuff, sometimes it's a cultural thing. Like
Yeah.
sometimes like cultures, they're kind of like, but you need to stay at home because that's what they do in the culture. Or some cultures are like, once you leave, that's it. You can't come back.
So let me just explain for those of you, I'm really old. I'm 26, so
We're all mid-20s.
I'm still living with my parents, and you have to understand, like, sometimes it's like a cultural thing, and also it's like they want you to save money type of thing. They want you to take care of yourself, but it's not like you're freeloading. Sometimes I do feel that way, though. I genuinely do, but I'm always like, I try to help out here and there. But you have
I
to
think it's also
understand-
something, sorry. I think it's also just something that society has like inbred in us and is kind of like, but you are doing this and you are doing that. So everyone pay attention to what Diani has to say.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just swallow in my tortellini. I'm just trying to like, I'm trying. Okay, so just so people understand, like,
Oh, you muted yourself.
I muted myself. Times are a lot different from now. So the expense of things, especially in the state that we're living in, is so much higher. It's not as easy to obtain things as it was back in the day, too. Like, people think, they don't think about that. Like, I know people who are often they're living on their own, but they've also like done modeling, or they've jumped into their parents' CEO business, so they have that head start. Some of us don't have that head start. Some of us are barely like getting the laces in the shoes to make that business, or some people are
Just
hustling
buying
to
the
get there.
shoes.
Some people are barely starting a new career. Some people are barely finishing off paying college. I have a friend who used to work with me at the cafe I used to work at, and she quit, and she said, you know what, this is a good time for me to work for myself, and I think I'm gonna go back to school. She's like, I started and I never finished. She's like, I'm gonna start doing business. I'm gonna go back into it. I was like, go ahead, do it, and we're the same age. And I'm like, people forget that not everything is set in stone, like the post she put out for everybody at the time that they want it to. There are a lot of times I see people like who are married and have kids, and I'm like, should I be doing that right now? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. You know, like, but it's kind of like, oh, wait, let's focus on ourselves. Let's keep growing ourselves in the way that we want to, at the time that we want to, in the space that we want to, with the people we want to, you know, and it's different for everybody. So before we start jumping the gun and assuming things, we have to take a step back. And something that we lack of in our country is what perspective is. Sometimes we don't think like, what is it like for that person and how did they get there? You know, they're like that, like your post that said like somebody can become a billionaire, but they die at 50, you know, at like 26, but they die at 50. You know, we don't know like people's expiration dates, their trajectory, or where they're going. But for whatever reason, just be supportive of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? Like, focus on you. You're growing in the way that you want to. Cool. If that person's just not growing fast enough or in the way that you want to, that's not your business.
I was gonna say, as long as you can see yourself in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. Or you know what? I'm starting to like you. Because sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like her.
Me and my sweats.
It's a mood.
I'm like, switch it. Do something different, even if it's something small.
Next podcast, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Dead ass. I do like Hawaiian shirts. I'm just going to keep saying that throughout the whole thing. I'm going to say it. I'm going to buy one.
I was going to say, there were a few times I would look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like myself. And then I would do like something simple, like just drink water. Like eat, but like drink water. And I was like, I like myself a little more. Or I would be like, I don't like myself. So I would dye my hair. And I'm like, I like myself even more. And then like you start making bigger moves as you go until like you look at yourself and you're like, I'm proud of you. Because regardless, like a year from now, you can either change yourself and be better. Or a year from now, you didn't do anything, but you're still going to be that age. It's still a year from now.
You know what I want to say is that there are people that live their whole life. They don't do what they love. They don't be with the people they love. They're not in the happy space, and they die that way. It doesn't matter as long as you know. And I feel like we've come to the place where we know. And we could honestly change it up the next year, but as long as we're happy.
Yeah. That's also why when I was thinking about my life, I felt called out by my mom. She's like, you know, if you're like a nurse or something, it's a really like her and my stepdad, they made like a big deal. They're like, how do you feel? Your life is so different. I was like, nah, it feels the same as yesterday. What's up? And my mom's like, my mom was like, not a lot of people can do that and say, I'm gonna put myself out there and do this and risk my life and help other people, even if I get nothing in return, not a thank you or anything. And I looked at her and I was like, you called me out my entire life. I haven't gotten a thank you from anyone. I got used a lot. It's fine.
Kennedy, go for it. She's like, I've been prepared for that my whole life.
Yeah, I was
If
like,
that was the prerequisite, I already did it.
I do that anyways. He's like, what? I was like, you know, don't act like you know.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you both the thanks that both of you deserve. You both deserve a thank you. A genuine one from me.
Fries again right now.
I'm already tearing up.
I'm like, this is why we love Tuesday TOG.
This is why I love Daniel specifically right now.
I love y'all.
I love all of you. I love our whole
I
group.
was gonna say all the comments. Wow, Deani hates everyone besides Daniel.
Oh my god. No, like this morning. Was it this morning or yesterday? I was like, I miss you guys. I was like, I miss you guys. Even though we're gonna podcast later, I miss you guys. Like those type of things matter. But regardless, yeah, I agree. It's a big step. Like I'm thinking about it. And, you know, I watch a lot of TV shows. You know what's really funny about us jumping into this nursing field? What's really funny to me is that my entire life, all the shows I watch have like nursing, doctors, stuff like that. And I always watch, I'm like, that's so cool what they do. And I've never like, you know, put two and two. I'm slow.
I'm like, as Grey's Anatomy is now like our favorite show.
I know, and I've just been watching it. And I'm like, you go, Christina.
I've been watching Grey's Anatomy since like freshman year of college, quote unquote, my first year of college. And I was over here being like, and it took me like my whole college career to be like, oh wait.
oh wait. I know. Like I don't know if you've seen 911 or New Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm. I've seen
New Amsterdam.
Yep.
Do you know Iggy, Dr. Iggy? I was like thinking that's Kennedy. That's Loki Kennedy. Like the way he comes across, like how human he is. I'm like, that's Kennedy. Then when you said I'm gonna do nursing, I was like, Kennedy. Daniel, go watch New Amsterdam. It's a really good show.
I was gonna say,
join Grey's Anatomy fandom. Let's go.
I was gonna say, now we're gonna take a moment for our sponsors. So we'll see you guys in a bit, and then we will tell you about movies or TV shows you guys should watch.
Ravioli, oli now.
Alright, I was
Me.
Honestly,
so in my mind, I was completing it.
It was like we're back from our sponsor. Once again, still Anchor. Someone else hit us. I mean, nothing.
You know what would be kind of a funny thing? Because you know how we have a word from our sponsor, and then we actually like shift to a made-up skit sponsor.
That'd be really nice.
That'll be fun.
We do that next week. We're like, guys, DoorDash hit us up. Blah, blah, blah. We like try to advertise it, but we're like, there's no discount code.
Wait, I have an idea. What if we do a word from our sponsor and then we announce, like, I don't know, Kennedy's like, you were doing that necklace business, right? Or your
I was doing lava beads.
Oh, that's so cute.
So then if you were to do
a word
from our sponsor, you could announce your lava beads.
Honestly, this is her beatboxing lava beads.
I'm like, got my lava beads. Island represent.
Oh my god!
I'm here for it though. I'm here for it though.
Wait, Kennedy, if you're gonna wear if it's gonna be lava beads, okay, Hawaii, you can wear your Hawaiian shirt.
Okay, I love Hawaiian shirts. I was just to say that for the fourth time. I think they were the most like complimentary outfit to anything.
No, Deani, no, Deani, I'm not throwing shade. I promise, I'm not throwing shade.
I'm sorry, I feel bad now.
No, I'm not throwing shade at you. I wasn't meant to attack you. I didn't mean to come off that way.
You're fine. You're fine. It's more like towards Kennedy because she's like, "Why are you coming for my outfits?" I was like, "No, they're good though."
I was over here like, I literally have no style, but this is the one style that I love.
I have.
We can make Tuesday tea.
I just don't know what to call it.
Wait, I have an idea. We can make Tuesday tea themed Hawaiian shirts.
I'm down for that.
I just wear a Hawaiian shirt every episode now. That's just because of your comment.
I'll wear the same one.
Until our merch comes out.
Our merch. Oh my gosh, Kennedy, would you buy a Tuesday tea Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I hella would.
I would
It actually
too.
sounds cool. And it's also like all age ranges. Like it's
I
all
know.
age ranges. Like it doesn't like has to
It's
be a
not
certain
just
way.
for one.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
It's
I
not.
was gonna say, before the sponsor,
Okay, yeah. Explain to me what happened.
vision boards if you want to share yours and I'll like share mine. And then sharing like a TV show or movie that you think people should watch.
That's a good one. You want to start?
Yeah. So what do we hope for 2021? So for this, I just wanted to talk about like manifestation. I think it was like December 21st. I hit up Diani and I was like,
We
today's
need
all about like
motivation.
manifesting life and what you want. Cause it was like a big thing all over TikTok. And everyone's like, meditate, manifest. And I was over here like, I manifest that I can find my life and enjoyment. Little did I know that like I kind of did right now. But
We did. We did it. We figured out what we wanted to do. And I think that's really cool.
so
Honestly, and like on a side note, sorry, I know you're like on a good trajectory, but like I think it's really cool what we're doing. I think it's really cool. Like,
I
it
think it's
honestly warms
cool.
my heart.
I think it's cool that like we're even doing a podcast.
Daniel,
Like-
did you see Daniel doing this?
And, you know, I'm like, even Daniel's doing his own podcast. Like we're all like flourishing and like I just remember like meeting everyone from this group and I was like, we're all gonna be big. Like we're all gonna do our own shit. We're all gonna be happy. And like I'm seeing it happen for all of us like slowly and I'm over here like I met like great people.
Let's think about it. Like when we first met, we were all kind of like,
I hate my life. Let's lay on the floor and cry.
I kind of still do that, but like in a positive way.
But here's
I
the
did that
Positive
today.
here's the
Positive
thing.
release.
What we do is we cry on the floor together. That's the
Yeah.
difference. We fly. We cry. Oh my god! I was about to say we
I cry
fly.
now because that was
Oh,
like
I mean,
so
technically we
beautiful.
do fly. We used to. I mean, we all used to cry on the floor alone. Now we just cry on the floor together.
It's really funny though because we would all be like depressed for like different reasons, and we would just hit up someone from the group and be like, "Do you want to cry with me?" And we would.
I feel like I would open the chat crying. Let's open a chat cry. Let's go. Honestly, though, it kind of helps.
I was gonna say there were a few times that like I would just hit up one, and I would be like, "I want to cry right now. Can we meet in the park?" Or can we just talk?
Let's talk about the college we used to go to. We just lay on the grass and just kind of like cry.
Honestly, though, there were a lot of times I was like, I'm not going to class. And I would just like lay on the floor. And Tiani's like, you have to go. I'm like, no.
Absolutely not.
When I hear like that, I always think of like the lyrics to "If I lay here,
Grey's Anatomy.
I just
Lay here. Their whole like song, I was like, you guys, stop.
It's really sad though, because
with me?"
there were a few times that like I was supposed to go to like one class. Instead, I would just like lay on the grass and I was like, I'm just gonna be late. And I would play that song and just think about my life. I would play it like 3 times and then be like, okay, I think I'm okay now.
Me.
Honestly, Chasing Cars is an iconic song. I wish it reached #1 on the Billboard 100.
It is. Chasing Cars is a good song. It's hecka underrated.
It's underrated.
You know what else is an underrated song?
What?
Nobody knows where we might end up.
Nobody knows.
Do, 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 do.
We
You
are-
don't get
Grey's
it because
Anatomy.
it's a TV show, but it's like kind of reflective of her life.
Well, I'd say that song definitely is underrated. I don't even know it. It is underrated because I don't even know it.
We were gonna have that as our opening for the podcast and like sing it off key, but then we were kind of like, what? Somehow we do get copyrighted.
I don't think we would. It's a cover.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I think it's
I
a
mean, if
cover.
we
Like
get-
if I do like a little mashup and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I mean, if we do get copyrighted, we could dispute it.
That's also true. It was just
Me over here, like I'm done.
Ooh,
I
sorry.
was gonna say, but just going back to like manifestation and everything, TikTok said was a big thing. And I told Diani, and I'm over here like, even if we're not like actively like, guys, I'm manifesting, because I don't know if that's how it works. But I feel like once you kind of like think about it or say it out into the universe or think it more than like 3 times, I think it kind of happened. So once like Daniel did this whole thing, I was on this podcast with you. I forgot. I'm like, you were on it with, and then I was like, wait a minute. And we talked about like positive mindset. And is that good? And I was like, it's not good to have it all the time. Still a fact here, guys. Still a fact. But just thinking like, if I'm gonna have like positive thoughts in my head, normally positive things are going to happen. So for manifesting, I would say if you're open to the idea of something happening, something is going to happen. But it's also up to you to be like, where do I want my life to go? And how do I want to play it?
Ooh, facts. Big facts. I agree. I think like at the end of the day, you just got to know what you want. Even if it's like for that year or that time, as long as you want that and you want to manifest that, then you got to set like a system for yourself. Not goals, but like a system. That's what I say. Something that you routinely do. Like I know a lot of people who work out, they schedule a certain time they need to work out within their schedule. And that helps them like go through the motions of getting their goal late or their achieving that workout toneness that they want. Can you tell I don't work out? Toneness of working out. What is that? So yeah, do that for yourself. Do what makes you happy. Eat that dragon fruit and that mango or that yummy mint chip ice cream that's sitting in the refrigerator that I want. So yeah.
Or if you're like me and you have a gluten allergy, but semi one, just have some bread when you're happy. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm allergic to coconut, guava, and I have a semi-gluten allergy, so bread.
What I
And
recommend,
sometimes I'm like, it just tastes so good, so I just go for it anyway.
The people who are lactose intolerant, they're like, give me all the milks.
I am also lactose intolerant. I just go for it. So you also just go for
Get
what
pink
makes you
drinks
happy.
every day.
Go for what makes you happy.
Me.
and be sure to also get yourself some boba.
Facts. So for myself, I would say I would just want to manifest a good life and happiness during 2021. Rather, somehow the pandemic is still here and we're still in lockdown. I just hope that I am happy. And if the world goes semi back to normal, I just want to once again be happy. I'm aiming low, but like that's how I am.
I just want to be happy. I mean, the whole thing is just like I want to do what I love, and I'm really excited about doing this nursing thing. Like, I feel, you know, how you feel sure about things. Like, I feel sure, which is weird.
Yeah.
And then also like have the support of the right people. And then also I'm like my mom. Like, I haven't told my aunt yet, but my mom was like, oh, yes, do it. She was so excited. I think your mom was the same way, but she was like, yes, finally, because she's been pushing it down my throat since like I started college. She's like, nursing.
Yeah, I told my mom, I was like, yeah, like I didn't officially tell her that I was doing nursing until she came home from work and we sat outside and I was like, yeah, I mean, like I was talking with my other friend, they were doing nursing and like Deani's doing nursing and I was over here being like, you know what? I think I figured out what I want to do with my life and I'm gonna do nursing. My mom's like, this is the best thing that you have ever done. I have all the connections. I got you. And I was like, can we wait until I get into nursing school?
Let me see if they accept me first.
Yeah, I need to
Me and
do
my
step
weirdness.
1. You're on step like 3.
Let me see if I like it. Yeah, do what you love. Do what you love.
Daniel, what are you manifesting for 2021? Or what do you hope for?
What do I manifest or ultimately hope for 2021? So I guess for a start, in terms of like lesson wise, what I'm hoping is for like all of us to just maybe stop like fighting with each other and maybe just come together so that way we could all work together as a community and overcome these harsh times. Because I feel like a big part of 2020, the reason for why we're not making any progress is because everybody just keeps on like, and I say everybody is just being stuck in their like, hubris, like I'm right, I want to be right, okay? Instead of focusing on oh, I'm the one who's right, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're right. Instead of doing that, what I want for everyone to do is to just come together as a community and just work together so we could overcome this. And I feel like that's the way we're going to we could possibly reach a solution in 2021, is when everyone just comes together and just works together. Just put your differences aside, all of us just come together and work together. So that's what I'm hoping for in 2021, so that way we could actually have a 2021 and not a continuation of 2020.
I think it's really cute that like our whole group is basically like happiness, happiness, and just being like, be happy and do what's right for everyone.
Mhm.
Like we're so wholesome, being like, hey, I just want to do great, but like, can we all work together?
Yeah, I mean, I really love that too, because because from what I know, is when people were to is going to address this like type of a topic, they're going to say, well, maybe X can work on doing this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, maybe instead of X trying to work on, instead of you blaming X, why don't both you and X work together?
Hmm,
And I feel
I
like,
agree.
yeah, and I feel like confrontation is what holds all of us back, especially at these times. So at the end of the day, we just all have to come together. If
I
they,
think it's also, sorry, I think it's also good to have like some kind of confrontation as long as you're able to like understand there's multiple different viewpoints from the subject and being like, okay, you see this one way and I can acknowledge that you see it that way, but I still see it this way. Like you just have to validate everyone's feelings and what's going on.
Yeah, you need to know how to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah.
then yeah, and yeah, when you bring up that point, there is a little bit of an irony where a small confrontation could actually make your relationship stronger because you
Yeah.
understand both of each other at the end of the day. So after a small confrontation, your friendship is even stronger.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel like also it's like how you connect and communicate with the person. Like a lot of the times, I think, especially like an example could be me and Kennedy, we give each other space and we've known to give each other space and then come back together and we're like, are we okay? Or like
I
we
was
talk
like,
about
go
it.
back to a fight a year ago.
We had like it was like for a day, for like half
Yeah.
a day, and I was like, dude, we just have our first fight. Like it
I
was
was
like
over here like, I'm not talking to her, I'm in class. He's like calling me and texting me, and I was like, bitch, can you just like wait?
yeah, sometimes you need to do that because you don't also I think it's also like because we were new friends and I didn't know how to like I was like I'm the person where I was like we need to talk, we need to talk, we need to talk, and I was like, and then that type of stuff. Sorry, I thought my thing wasn't connected. And that's why I think it's important to like manage how you talk to the right people and like how they function. Some people, they just like, if they're done, they're done. And then
Yeah.
also some people just want to talk about it right away. Some people don't want to talk about it. Some people need their space. So yeah.
Yeah. So just be mindful of every person and feeling and try and aim for happiness for 2021. Something that me and Gianni did actually a month ago, a few weeks ago. I don't remember when, but it was a while ago. We actually came up with a vision board. We actually talked about with Daniel and he didn't know what it was. So if you don't know what a vision or a mood board is, I believe that's what it was. Basically, if you're putting it out there into the universe that you want something to happen, like on paper, saying it, whatever, that's a vision board. That's a mood board. So for example, me and Gianni actually did one in person. We were COVID safe, so I did one at my house. He did one at her house. And also, if you want to do this, you can just like write it down in like a little journal, or you can do it like digitally. And you can just like make a little collage on like Google Drive or something. So I thought it was really interesting. So for those of you on YouTube, you can actually see mine. I actually like have it. Those of you who are audio listeners, I will be just describing a little bit of some of them. But also, if you do want to go to my Instagram, that's going to be in our bios now, below description. Because I didn't know if we were doing that until Diani's like, hey, we should do that. So I just have a few. which is self-growth. And it's basically someone crying, but then someone else, like a little stem is coming out, because sadness can also lead to happiness. I know it's a long journey, but it is a thing. There is one that says startup, because I really wanted to start a business of some sort. The irony is like a week later, we came up with this podcast. I'm not gonna say it works, but I think it might work.
No, Kennedy, it will work. It will work.
See? I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. I have another one that is basically Callie from Grey's Anatomy. It's a little quote that says, "Don't spend all your time wondering what you are or who you like, or rather it's right for you or wrong for you. Let yourself just be happy." Because like I said, 2021, I just want to be happy. And the queen has spoken from Grey's Anatomy. So those are just a few of mine.
That's so cute. So this is mine.
For those of you who can see, she did hers a little wrong because it was like two things and then everything else is on the back. But it's perfect though. Straight to the point.
It's very, this is what it is. I haven't added the stuff that I want to do because I had a sudden life change about what I wanted to do. But specifically, it says F people. And let me explain why. Considering how grateful I am for this COVID, for that specific reason. I love people. I love people. But sometimes I don't. Sometimes they don't. And a lot of like, I'm a very homebody person, so being home and away from people has been amazing in a sense. But also like, I feel sort of ungrateful for not being around people, but like, there are some people out there who know what I'm talking about when I put up this sign. This sign means a lot. My mood and my vision is to not, it just doesn't mean like F people, F the world. But just like screw the negative people. Screw them. It's all about positivity. I think the majority of last year I surrounded myself with a lot of negative people. So a lot of it was just like I need to like cut off all the people I don't need. And that was one of them where I was kind of like, I don't want to be around this person. And that happened this year. So.
And I thought that was actually really hard for you to do. I know that's really hard for you to do because
it was.
Not disclosing a lot, but I'm just gonna say me and Diani had like a 2-hour phone call about it. And I was like, sis, you gotta do what's best for you. End of the day, you gotta do you.
Period.
Daniel, do you think you would ever do a vision board or a mood board?
Would I ever do a vision board or a mood board? I actually think I would actually. It would probably be digital or online. It might actually be a digital thing that I do. And I could see it my prediction is I could honestly see it consisting of course, like film stuff, digital marketing stuff, and honestly, I feel like it's probably going to include a collage of my inside jokes and one-liners.
Honestly, I feel like we should rehash with the entire group and have like updated like mood vision boards throughout the year.
I know.
I genuinely feel like that. Once we get everybody together, or like a good like 4 or 5 of us, we should just be like, how's it turned out?
I'm kind of like, can we just do it like every season?
I'm
like
here for
winter, spring.
Me and my seasonal depression are like, what?
I do
I'm like, isn't it just all depressed?
I do have a quick question about the vision board. So for the vision board, it's going to be like our plan, or is it our interests, or is it just a collage of anything, or?
So from my understanding, it's something that you want to happen. For instance, there's a YouTuber, her name is Molly Burke, in case some of you know. She is a blind YouTuber. She's alive. I'm so sorry. She is a blind YouTuber. She's laughing. I don't know why I always do that when I like mention someone. I'm like, they're still alive. Molly Burke. She actually made a vision board, and on one of them it was being a Dove commercial, like the soap. And that year she was actually in a commercial for Dove. So I'm really big on being like, this is real. Like it happens. It just happens slowly. And like I said, different for every person because we're all on a different track, but it's okay.
Oh my gosh, when you put
I
it,
agree.
that's like that's actually something pretty good. Like a good idea for like all of us to work on. Like something that I was suggesting is one day when Tuesday Tea expands, because it will expand. To all of our viewers, what I
Oh.
would encourage each of you to do is why don't each of you, as well as no, of course also Kennedy and Diani, but to our viewers, why don't each of you make your own vision board and then tag us and then let us know what you think. Like
Yes.
Huh.
for your experience
Yes.
making a vision board, you could tag any of us. Once we make our Facebook page, our website, and our Instagrams, we want each of you to make a vision board and to tag us and share what have you learned from this, what do you want coming out of this. So yeah, we encourage you all to make your own vision boards as well,
I'm
because
here for it.
Kennedy and Diani
Thank you.
inspired me to make one because I don't have one yet. But then after hearing like what they shared, I was like, okay, Kennedy and Diani really inspired me. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get on it, and I want both of them to inspire all of you.
I do just want to say like one thing that I just realized.
What?
So I made my vision board, and like I said, it says startup. Like I want to do a business of some sort, and this happened. I asked Daniel to come up with the graphic thing, like the little graphic that we use. And I just realized he never saw my vision board until like I think today, or like maybe
Oh
once.
my god.
Could we
Yes.
see it again?
You did it
This
already.
is the same color as his background.
That's so crazy.
Like you can't really tell because of the light, but it's literally the same color. Like I'm looking at it, and the same color of my background to my vision board is the same color
That's so
as like the tinted like bluish green that Daniel has.
That's so cute.
Oh my gosh,
That
Kennedy,
was not planned. I
This is-
guarantee he did not know.
Kennedy, this is the lucky color. Then this is the lucky color.
That's the lucky color, guys.
Green's the lucky color.
But just to echo what David said, oh my god.
David.
To echo what Daniel said.
Who's David? Is there a
I'm thinking-
ghost?
This
I
is
think about
going
the
on.
person on my job.
This is
Sorry.
going on. Reverse.
Here, I'm just messing up everybody. Okay. Just to go back to what Daniel was saying.
Why did I even close to his
We're
name?
just like done. It's past 10. I'm so done. No, but just to echo what Daniel said, yeah, send us your like mood board, vision boards, whatever should it be, whatever you want. I know some
Huh.
people want to learn how to bake cookies. I'm like, you go bake that pie and that cookie. Me.
I was gonna say, just keep on dreaming, keep on going, make a vision board, let us know. Let us know as soon as like the videos are up, you can like comment there and be like, hey, I sent it. Whenever our website is up, send a message. Whenever Facebook thing is up, let us know. We are interested. We want to interact with all of you. I know I'm like dancing.
No, but like I'm in the same mood. I was like, yeah.
With the
I wish
rap-
it was like a dance club background. That'd be awesome.
I know. Daniel's like, let me look.
Let me see.
I was like also over the holidays because Dion eating pasta. It's the year of the rat this year. Okay, I'm well aware. Year of the rat. So what did I do for Christmas? I made from my favorite rat, Remy, from Ratatouille, and I made Ratatouille from scratch.
Shut up. Tell me why I have saved Pinterest things because I want to try and make it. That's scary.
I made it.
That's scary.
I made it from scratch.
Isn't it? It looks super easy, but like
It is
super
super
like
easy.
tedious work. Like you have to like place all of them in a certain way. I'm
Yeah,
so jealous.
but like it was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. Oh my god,
Daniel.
Daniel's behind.
Daniel, this is everything. Daniel
have a
has
lot of
when
dance
you hear
behind
when you hear EDM and he has like strobe lights in the background from someone's headphones. Me.
I was gonna say, and just to like end our little thing, I do want to incorporate
Oh no.
because because my friends are cinema majors and everything, and film majors and DECA majors. We wanted to just start this little thing where we say like a TV show or movie that you guys should check out. So Dana's gonna go first.
Oh, actually, I was gonna say I'm so sorry. Do you know if you could re-say that again? Because I accidentally interrupted.
Oh.
I'm so
I
sorry.
was gonna say, So I wanted to do a little segment where we talk about either like a movie or a TV show to recommend to our audience, since you guys are like cinema majors, Becca majors, and then there's me.
Why do I look
So
like
Daniel.
Jesus? Sorry.
I was like, Dana, can you go first?
I just looked at myself. I was like, I look like Jesus. Like the hair. I was like,
I mean, I look like I have a big ass forehead, which is true, but like,
me just trying to me on like every episode like this. Sorry, go ahead, Daniel. I just ruined it.
It's all good. If I could recommend one movie you all should watch, check out The Impossible. It's a movie that was released in 2012, 2013, and it's on Netflix. It's actually a very thrilling film, but then it's actually based on a recent, well, not a recent, but an event that happened about 15 years ago, and it was like a really, in a way, kind of a big deal at the time because, like, I was a kid when I saw all of this on the news. So The Impossible, it's actually about a family and their journey, and basically, like, the aftermath of the 2004 tsunami that happened in Thailand. And it shows the struggles of a family, and it features Tom Holland from Spider-Man in it. But what happens is, because of the tsunami, of course, the family ends up getting separated. And I actually found out this was actually based on a true story. So I'd say I recommend watching this because it's not only thrilling, but then it also, like, gives insight to, like, the aftermath and basically what happened in the tsunami. And it just, like, shows all the damages, and it's just really important to see at the end of the day.
I was gonna say, I actually saw this movie, like Daniel said, it's on Netflix. I saw it because I am part Thai, so I was kind of like, what did my family have to think about? Because I do have family in Thailand. I'm not close to them, but my mom talks to them. She does her own thing. So I watched it, and I was kind of like, oh snap. So I highly recommend it as well. For me, I would recommend, and we can go back, Daniel, if you have a TV show. But a TV show, I would say on Netflix, they have something that's called Imposters. No, it is not about Among Us, but it is really good. It's really good, and I highly recommend it. Basically, people are conning other people, hence imposters, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to ruin it. And for a movie, I would say Disney Plus. It just came out on Christmas Day. It's called Soul, Soul. I thought it was really inspiring. That actually helped me make my decision of what I want to do with my life, because I sat down and cried about the movie, and then I thought about it, and I was like, has a really good message. So those are my two things.
You're muted, Diani.
She does this every time.
I forget that I mute myself just because I make like weird noises on the side. I don't have a tick or anything. I just do these things where I'm like, like weird stuff. I don't know why. I'm like, yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Anyways, so this is my TV series recommendation. I don't know if you guys seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. But it is the greatest TV like cartoon series you will ever find in the world, in my opinion. I know there's some like hardcore manga and like anime fans out there who are gonna come for me, but Avatar is where it's at. Okay, I laugh, I cry, and I cry again. This is such a good series. And I've watched it like 10 times and I'm still not bored. Like it's that type of series. Kind of sad, but it's okay. Anyways, movies wise, I haven't seen any movies that have like piqued my interest. I did want to see The Tenet, and I heard like that was like a really good series to watch. Movie to watch. So I'm kind of interested in that. Grey's Anatomy, I've just been reliving it. As you can see, I bring it up a lot. So yeah. R.I.P. Sloan. Just say. Oof. Edit on that note. Oof. Anyways.
Daniel, do you have a TV show that you want to recommend? I can't talk right now. It is past 10:30 almost.
That I would recommend. Okay, so I guess if there's one recent one that I got into, it was Ratched on Netflix. It features Nurse Ratched. It's the one from Ryan Murphy, and it's featuring Sarah Paulson and John
Okay.
Jonas.
Oh,
So,
is that from Once Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? But it's based on her. Ratched.
It's the one with the evil, the evil.
Yeah. So it's the series. So it's a movie called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but Nurse Ratched doesn't. Which I feel, my opinion, I'm so glad they gave her like own series, because the movie itself, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, is like cinematically, if you haven't seen it yet, one of the best films out there. It's about this guy who ends up in a nursing home, but he's convicted of a crime, so he claims that he has insanity. He ends up going insane because of the people that are in there and the people you interact with. But Nurse Ratched is one of those pivotal people who are she's just nuts. And from what I've heard, I haven't seen it yet, so thank you for reminding me. I gotta see it. Sorry, I took over your thing, but it's, from what I've heard, it's like her separate series, and I think she needs more of a spotlight as a character because it's so good. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, and what I'd say, Sarah Paulson's acting is everything. It's amazing. She's like such a great actress. Like, I love like watching Sarah Paulson. Like, I mean, like I've seeing her in like Bird Box and American Horror Story. Like, I love Sarah Paulson.
Oh, okay. Well, sadly, I have to end the episode. Mostly because we're out of time, and I don't think you guys want another link.
I know, I'm sorry. Once again, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So I want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in for this episode, and also thank you, Daniel, for being our new member. Not like new, but like new guest.
Wow! See, that's what I'm saying.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say, everyone check out We Were Pals. It's gonna be listed into the description, and check out Daniel.
Yes, I love you guys. We have a good day, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or an evening. I don't know. I'm functioning wrong. Just exit me out. I don't know. I'm sorry. Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Cheers to 2021.
Bye, guys.
Bye.